Preseason game number 1 is in the books, and the Bengals, they lose. There was plenty of good. There was plenty of bad. There was a little ugly. Let's dive into all of it right now on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into CBT. I'm James Rapien of BengalsTalk.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, join us for a reaction like this. Preseason, any season, it's Cincinnati Bengals Talk season. And check us out wherever you get your podcasts as well, whether that is Apple, whether that is Spotify, Amazon, and let's dive in because it is one of those things with preseason where it's preseason. And guess what? I'm not going to overreact. Joe Burrow could have went over 10 today, and I wouldn't be like, oh, man, Joe Burrow, I'm worried. He didn't go over 10, and he was the bright spot. And that's where we start tonight's video, tonight's podcast. Joe Burrow was awesome. Joe Burrow was 9 of 10 for 120, ended up being 123 yards according to the official scorebook, which means I'm going to have to tweak everything. It was 122, and then they tweaked it at some point, at least what I'm looking at. Regardless, Joe Burrow was amazing. Had a 157.5 quarterback rating, 123 yards, 9 of 10. His first pass was an incompletion where he threw it a little behind T. Higgins. He said, my bad. And then he went from that to completing 9 straight passes, 2 for touchdowns. Joe Burrow was awesome. This offense was really, really, really good. They were so good that they overcame a questionable, and I would say bad, a chop block penalty on Lucas Patrick in the red zone to score. Tanner Hudson, awesome. Huge bright spot. And that's what we're going to do here is we're going to get on the bright spots, people that stood out, players that stood out, and then get to the concerns, and there are many. But overall, I thought Joe Burrow, everything you could have wanted and then some. And that's what you're supposed to do against backups for Philly. You're supposed to go out there if you're Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and look like you're playing a different game because they are playing a different game. They are the best duo on the planet. There's a reason why the Bengals have a chance to beat anyone and everyone anytime they're on the field, and it starts with Joe and Jamar. There are other reasons, but it certainly starts with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They were awesome. Jamar and Joe, they played 2 series together, both touchdown drives, both just awesome. Jamar finished with 4 catches, 77 yards, including a 36-yard touchdown, where, again, it looked like he was half jogging. Like, not even like 3/4 jogging, like half jogging to the end zone. And I've seen him do that in the regular season, and he's like 3/4 of the way doing it. I think it was even less than that. Joe Burrow, obviously special. Jamar Chase, special. This offensive line overall held up. There were a couple times Joe did get hit on that throw to Jamar, but overall they held up. We'll see how it goes, but certainly something in the broadcast just ended. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, I saw the offense, and honestly, after that first drive, I was like, that's all I need. I was kind of done. Like, Chase Brown was taking some hits. He was another bright spot. 5 rushes for 23 yards and another 3 catches for 25 yards. I mean, those two guys, both Chases were involved a ton, but Brown was taking hits, and it's like, all right, get him out of here. Get him out of here. And they did after 2 drives, 2 successful drives for the Bengals. Overall, a lot of success there, a lot of bright spots. I mentioned Tanner Hudson. He finished with 62 yards receiving on 6 catches, 2 touchdowns. He was awesome. He really was. I loved what he brought in this game. I thought Taj Brooks, and you look at it, and it's 10 carries for 26 yards. I thought he ran hard. I think he ran well. Can build on that. Charlie Jones, for those wondering, Charlie Jones got a really nice it was a 9-yard catch from the 21 down to the 12 that helped set up Tanner Hudson's touchdown on the first drive. Got some reps with the ones, made a play with the ones, finished with 3 catches for 41 yards, including a 21-yard gain. Look, there were a lot of bright spots, but I just hit on a lot of them, and they're on offense. There were some bright spots on defense. A lot of it's negative on defense. There are questions. We're going to try to get to all of them. We will do that coming up next. This video is brought to you by Christian Husky of Sipsey Klein Realtors. Christian is a huge Bengals fan, and all 3, by the way, of our local sponsors are Bengals fans. But Christian is someone that's going to help you, whether you're wanting to move, whether you're relocating, whether you're looking to downsize, whether you're looking to upsize. It doesn't matter what stage you are in life. If you need help from a real estate agent. Christian Husky is your man. Make sure you check him out. SipsyKlein.com/chusky or follow at Christian.Husky. Today's video is also brought to you by Win-Win Athletics. I mentioned it, and Jeff is a the founder of Win-Win Athletics, huge Bengals fan, watcher and listener of Cincinnati Bengals Talk. So shout out to Jeff. But he's also helping you and your kids and anyone that you know in your life with awesome flag football gear, the top flag football gear on the planet. And the Win-Win flag kit, it's like a football field that you can carry. It's got everything you need to play a game of 5-on-5 flag football anywhere. It's even in my background right there. That's where it is. That's how easy it is. WinWinAthletics.com. Get yours today. Again, WinWinAthletics.com. All right, let's dive into the ugly. And there was a lot of ugly. This defense, right away, it's a chance for them to seize all of the momentum. And they go out there, and I'm going to pull it up. They give up a 9-play, 75-yard drive that includes a Will Shipley 38-yard run that, honestly, I might have gotten 15 to 20. Like, I might have gotten 15 to 20 yards on that run. Andrew Fox-Miller may pick up a first down on that run. He might have got to 11 yards on that run. Will Shipley, it was a Grand Canyon-like hole. Me and Andrew both get positive yardage on that run. There's no doubt about that. And so that is rough. That is a rough scenario. And so you got that. And then the defense holds up for 3 plays. And then the tush push with Tanner McKee. And there's the touchdown. And then the following drive, 6 plays, 47 yards. And they give up a field goal. And it just didn't feel great. And it doesn't feel great. And I got buddies saying, all right, texting me like, hey, Trey Hendrickson. And that's a factor. And there are things they need to clean up, and there are things that we're going to address past the post-game report because they got to be better. Like I was thinking about it, like DJ Ivey was on the wrong end of multiple plays tonight where you noticed him. And I like DJ Ivey a lot, but he was on the wrong end of things. Geno Stone left on that Will Shipley run, looked like with an injury. We'll see on him. Didn't play again, only had 4 snaps on the night. So that's certainly something to pay attention to with the Bengals safety depth. And I'm sure Zach Taylor's talking about that right now. Not something that we need to instantly react to on a Thursday night. Overall, this defense needs to be better. They didn't have BJ Hill. They didn't have Cam Taylor-Britt. They didn't have Dax Hill, but they're also going up against Tanner McKee, not Saquon Barkley, not Jalen Hurts, not A.J. Brown, not Devontae Smith. You know, they're not going up against their dudes. I thought a positive, Shamar Stewart is going to be disruptive. Far from perfect, but disruptive. And I think he's a starter. I remember saying it during the draft, like, don't be shocked if he starts. The more I see him, the more I like, the more I say, I think you gotta put him in the starting line. So there's a bright spot. I'm looking at this defense. Shaka Hayward made a nice play. Joe Giles Harris continues to make plays, and it was a really nice interception by him in the fourth quarter. So I thought his stock rising a little bit. Chris Jenkins, I thought, was in the mix on a couple of plays. McKinley Jackson, again, backups, but 3 tackles for loss. Taven Bryan had a sack and a nice play there. Barrett Carter had a nice play on a blitz, and he's known for his blitzing ability. So there were plays. Howard Cross had a really nice play that helped Shamar Stewart with a tackle for loss. There were bright spots. Like Evan McPherson. Money Mac is back, baby. 51-yarder, 36-yarder, perfect on extra points. Big night for Evan McPherson. I like a lot of what I'm seeing, but then you look and you see DJ Ivey giving up a play, Josh Newton giving up a play, this secondary giving up plays, and it's like, got to shore it up. Got to learn from it. That's what tonight was about. We'll have more on the defense, of course, but overall, obviously, there's some things that they need to improve on. I would also say this. Jake Browning really struggled. 6 of 14 for 62 yards, completed 43% of his passes. Desmond Ridder, a little better, 7 of 16, but completed, had 91 yards, had a 48-yarder to Jamoy Mays, which I thought was kind of cool. Obviously, had the touchdown to Tanner Hudson as well, one of Hudson's 2 touchdowns on the night. Look, I'm not going to overreact to one preseason game. But when Joe Burrow leaves the game and your first team defense only gets one stop, or your defense in general gets 1 stop in the first half, forces 1 punt, gives up 3 touchdowns and a field goal. You can't blame fans for feeling like, what the hell is going on? Wondering what's going on, wondering why it feels just like last year. It's going to take time. Clearly, it's going to take time. This Bengals defense, I can assure you, has not played like that in training camp. They have not had those. They have played better in camp than they did tonight. Does it matter? We'll see. It only matters is if they go out there and they learn from it, they figure it out, because they're going to be playing a Washington team. If Washington plays some of their starters, that Washington team is talented now, and that's going to be a much tougher challenge than Philadelphia Eagles' backup offense. So we'll see what happens there. We really appreciate you for following along. Check us out wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. The march to 60,000 subs is here. Tell a Bengals fan that you know in your life, hey, make sure you subscribe to Cincinnati Bengals Talk on YouTube. We have a lot of fun planned for this season. We're just getting started. We appreciate you supporting us. And until next time, for Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now, where the Bengals lose to the Eagles 34-27 in preseason game number 1. But let's be honest, Joe Burrow was awesome. And it's preseason, so you'll take it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Cincinnati Bengals Talk.